What's up? It's your boy Yard Man 9 again. Airsoft Special Ops. I'm here for another special edition unboxing. Y'all better love me. It is 2:41 in the morning UK time and my ass is up doing review videos. But we love it. We bloody love it. I'm gonna try and keep this one short and sweet. But I guess that's kind of like a curse, because every time I say that, the video doesn't end up being short and sweet. We should call it the short and sweet curse. But I am genuinely going to try and keep this one short and sweet. So it's a controversial product that's hit the market. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't, man. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by April-March times, so help us do that, man. Come on, we help you guys out, help us back out. Yeah, so this is a controversial product for the market. I know so many new / advanced players who find this issue loading in between games, or just having issues loading in general, because depending on what weapon you're using and what mag system that weapon does use or take, you can find yourself in some annoying situations. Like, I found this when I was using what is it, the MP5 style mags. They're wicked for how do you know, ergonomics, because they're slim and, do you know what I'm saying, they tend to hold a decent amount, like 110, 120, and you got the 65 rounders. But they just weren't great to load unless you were squeezing a little clicky squeezy loader, and those are not great. Like, they only hold 100 rounds. But yeah, so this great product here basically allows you to hold however much BB is in this square case, or this cube shaped case, which allows you to carry around quite because yeah, let's start there. A lot of people be like, oh, why should I spend all that money on this electric speed loader when I could buy one of these, or an Odin, or I've got an Odin as well. And they are useful, but they are limited, is what I would say. They are limiting and limited in terms of what they do. Like, for example, I've got these Amarok mags, and the Odin tends to kind of handle them, but I notice once it gets to about here, it tends to struggle. You can feel your grinding away your teeth. And luckily I've got a 3D printer, and he'll print me new parts for the Odin internals. But why damage something if you don't have to, right? So that's where a speed loader like this product here comes in key, because it just gives you compatibility, because they say it's meant to load pistol mags as well as like electric AEG mags. So we're gonna give that a test. There's these little clicky bits that click onto the device as well, that A, B, C, D. I made a little joke with myself earlier where I was like, hey B, you wanna see this D? But hella cheesy, I know, but sometimes you got to give yourself stuff to laugh about. And what those bits basically do is they adapt the nozzle section of this device to give you the compatibility of different mags. So we're gonna give that a test, because I don't know which one is for which mag. So you're basically gonna go through the position. I'm like, yeah, it's probably good that I go through it, because if you order this, and whether you're noob or the advanced player, you're kind of gonna be in a position I'm in, where you're kind of like, okay, how does this thing work? So let's get straight into it. You know, I like to review boxes. This will score very low on my system, I'm not gonna lie to you. The only thing I like about it is it's white. Y'all know I love a bit of white. I'm a yardie, I'm a Jamaican, it's in our blood, we like white jeans, innit? Yeah, it would score very low, because I just feel like it feels very China-y. Like, you know, when you order something from China, the product tends to be decent on the inside, but the packaging is there's nothing to the packaging. It's literally just a picture of the item, not in color, simple writing, the logo on the top. To be fair, like, it does work. Like for me, as long as the product is amazing on the inside, I really don't care. However, like if you look at my unboxing video for the article, packaging does play a part, you know, especially in pricing. But I feel like with T238, they're kind of like, I'm gonna give you a good product, fuck the packaging. I've had a few products off them and they have been good. Till this day, I'm still running my Storm Tracer from them, and I've had the thing for maybe about a year and a half now. Yeah, probably about a year and a half now. So that's a good sign, because it's my longest standing tracer. Like every other tracer I've had probably only lasts like 8-9 months. Yeah, which is quite rude. But let's get straight into it. So when you bust this box, what do we get? So let's start with the boring stuff. You get a manual. The manual's in Chinese, which ain't a great start because me not read them language there. But I can kind of make out roughly. Okay, they have an English section. Lovely. They have an English section. I don't tend to read this kind of stuff, but I'm gonna browse over it just so I don't mash up anything. Safety warning, emergency shutdown, abnormal noises. That's kind of like stuff you'd know as a tech anyway. Reverse battery polarity damage, motherboard always negative terminals. Okay, so as long as you don't tamper with it. Supports LiPo batteries. Loading manual speed, max loading speed 21 BBs per second. So that's handy to know for you guys who are like, oh, what's the specs of this thing? Because I don't have their specs of this thing, so I'm just we're gonna go for it together. Max thrust is 23.5 N, whatever N means, and it says easily loads PTS EPM mags 250 rounds. Which is a big brag, bruh, for them to put that in the manual. So this thing better deliver. Includes 4 nozzles. Okay, boring stuff we don't really want to know. Anti-jam protection, anti-stall protection, prevents gears damage during stall. Jam clear function, vibrates gears to remove. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Y'all gassing it up, you know. Y'all better deliver, bruv, because this is sounding sweet, bruv. This is sounding real sweet. I'm a tech and this is sounding real sweet, bro. Low battery gear store. Okay, so the screen will tell you all of this stuff, wicked. Which is nice. This is why I might have to invest myself, you know, because big up Airsoft Cowboy. This is his item that he's sharing with us. Load entry port, load and port LED screen. Yeah, to be fair, this is stuff man knows. Capacity, okay, there it is. This stuff I guess y'all want to know. So the weight is 670 grams when it's empty. Depending on what weight you put in there will depend on what it weighs, obviously, when fully loaded. Capacity is about 1800 rounds, give or take, which is good. That's like well, depends what kind of BB pot you run, but if you run a standard pot like me, which is like 32 to 3500 rounds, that's like, it will hold 2 fills off your pot, which is, well, not 2, yeah, like half and half. It will hold half your pot, let me put it that way so it makes more sense. It will hold half your pot, so you'll be able to fill the Speedloader twice that day with that one full pot of 32 or 3600 rounds, give or take, which is good. I think that's really good. It's big enough to carry around a decent sum of rounds, like 36. What is that? 1800 rounds. Average mag is say 150, 300. What's that? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. That's 12 mags. That's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. It will fill 12 mags. That could house 2 people. Because my worry with this thing was like, the Airsoft Cowboy was like, oh, me and you will use it. And I was just like, number 1, I don't want to break your thing. Number 2, I was just like, I know what it's like. Like, imagine sharing an Odin with somebody else who has 4 mags that need filling. It just doesn't make sense. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if you're an actual serious player and you're both going out to the same games at the same time, like trust me, it just don't make logical sense. Let me get rid of that nasty cotton bud from earlier because I was doing some gun teching. I'm currently rebuilding my high capper at the moment. And I rebuilt my rifle earlier, which I'm quite pleased that that's back active, may I say. My DSG build. But yeah, 1800 rounds, speed 17 to that. You see, give me some transparency. I love that. 17 to 21 BBs on a 3S battery. 13 to 16 BBs on a 2S battery. So it's just again about what output battery you're using. Import DC CD. Okay, boring stuff that nobody wants to really know. Okay, they're showing you how things work. Up on the speed, let's load BBs, dashboard, system uptime, system time, indicator, BB load capacity, load count display. Yeah, man, keep it simple, man. I don't want to don't you know what I'm saying? Don't distract my brain. And to be honest, you shouldn't have any load issues from my understanding the way this thing is built. As long as you don't put trash in there. Obviously, if you put crack BBs and rare, this is where load issues happen. To my knowledge, if you use nice quality polished BBs, you should be all fine. What I want to know is if a BB weighs a different weight, does that have an impact to how a system like this loads it? And I only ask that to ask the fact that if it does have an impact, my question is, will this thing load 4s with ease? But when I say with ease, it probably will. If it does load 4s, it probably will load it with ease. And I say that to say this: most guns that you're gonna use 4s in are like snipers or DMRs. Their capacities are really low unless you're running like an M4 or AK style DMR platform. So for me, do you see what I'm saying? It's like, and even then, as long as this thing can load 4s, I don't have 4s with me today. I've got 3s. So what I'll do is I'll do a mag test where I load. I've got 5 mags, different style mags, different brands. I'm gonna test load all those mags. I wish I had an empty high capper mag, you know. I think I'm gonna have to empty one of my high capper mags, because I'd love to see this thing load a high capper mag, just for the sake of Airsoft Cowboy, because I know he's gonna use this thing for that. But yeah, let's get straight into it, man, because I feel like man's chatting bears, and I said I'm gonna keep this video short and sweet. But I will empty a high capper mag before we finish, so I can show you guys how that system does work. You know, so I'm not chatting, let's do it now. May I say, have a look at this beautiful build right here. Something I'm currently working on for outdoors. Let me just empty a mag quickly, people. Okay, so we can test that a bit later. Save my good quality BBs, you know, these are quality polished. Oh, and I lost 3 of them. Normally I don't care like that, but these are quality precision polished BBs. Okay, so in the box we have this beautiful piece of kit. It's bare dusty. Don't know what T238 or the supplier or whoever sent it to us was on. But, and to be fair, now it's here, I'm kind of like, oh, I really like the size. The size is really nice. I was worried about the size. I was worried it was going to be too small or too big. And I'm kind of like, they did well with sizing on my initial thoughts. They did really well with sizing. I did see an adapter kit that screws onto the bottom unit that allows you to store everything away and then have easy access to it. So I might try and look at getting one of those to support this item, but I'll do that once I get one myself. Okay, so just bare spongy stuff in the box and the manual, which, to be fair, like I said, as long as it's a good little item, I don't really mind. And then they've got the attachment bits I don't have an unloading area, which is a bit annoying, because I know a lot of people were saying to me, you could buy this tool, or they send you a tool or something where you attach, let's have a little look, you attach somewhere here and it loads your BBs in, but I guess that's a bit that you have to buy separate. So it comes with this little T238 baggie, and that baggie has these little 4 feet which I guess stick on the bottom. I'm gonna double check if they're worth putting on for Airsoft Cowboy. And then you've got these 4 attachments, which is A, B, C and whatnot, not. So I'm gonna keep the box local so we can work out what each item actually is. So this looks like this is A. Ah, they've got the letters on it. Lovely. Well done, T238, for that. Well done. Because us silly bods, we need the assistance. So that's A. Let's have a look. That's B right there. That's C right there. And that's D right there. If I can find the letter again. Tired brain people. You can hear it in my voice, to be fair. Okay, so that's D right there. I don't know why they've done it that way, because it looks bare weird now. Yeah, but that's D right there. Now the one thing, and maybe let me check the booklet before I go into this, because from here it really is just putting a battery in this, trying to do the 5 mag load test, show you some of the functionality on it, loading this, giving a few opinions, and we're done. Sounds a lot longer than it actually is going to be. The one thing I would have said, yeah, as a new person to this device, in the booklet it should have said clearly, so it should have had a picture of each one of these devices with what mag next to it works with, because you're basically playing a guessing game. Let me have a look before I chat too much. Yeah, like you're basically playing a guessing game with adapters, and it's nice. Did they give you any video content? Because I know sometimes T238 will give you like a barcode or something to scan where they send you to the actual video. Okay, so I'm not seeing that here. That's the one thing I would have said thus far. I've seen everything else, you've hit it on the head. We should have something that showcases what each of these adapters are for, because I'm a tech, and as confident as I am a little concerned right now, because I'm like, I don't know what adapter is for what mag. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that's for AEG mags, but apart from that I'm a bit confused. I'd say D. So I don't know about, yeah, do you see, I don't know about C, and I don't know about, what's that, B. Well, maybe B is for AEG, man. Give me 2 seconds. This shit got me puzzled a little bit. Okay, so yeah, A would be for AEG mags. B might be for AEG mags as well, but slightly wider AEG mags, maybe a 5.56 or something, I don't know. And then C, maybe also an AEG mag, because if you notice it's still got like the small entrance. Do you know why I say these two AEG? So that's definitely AEG, but similar to this one, it has like an opening to feed a BB, but this would seat round the mag, whereas that would seat inside the mag. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'll show you what I mean briefly. So that's the AEG mag, it would seat directly in, whereas with, so, and that's A, whereas with, what is this, with B, you can see it won't quite go around it, so this would be a more skinnier lip mag, just to help you guys understand. I feel like that's one thing that T238 failed on thus far. That and a better box, because the box would have been nice for the box to be more interesting. With C now, I'm gonna guess AEG mag, but I'm gonna say a skinnier nozzle AEG mag. At this moment I couldn't tell you what kind of mag we're talking about, because in my time playing airsoft, I haven't really come across a mag that feeds that skinny. But at the same time, this also might be a seating system where it's seating around the mag and feeding in, but that nozzle must be tiny then. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll leave that in the box, because I feel like this would be, with these adapters, like what I would do if I'm unsure is I would take my mag and kind of try and seat the head around it to work out before I put it on this electric system and jam it up. So yeah, and then with where is it, with D, give me 2 secs. With D, I feel like that is more a like a high capper style mag, because if you look at, let me just find my little tool just to make this a bit more easier. If you look at the head of, let's get that around there. If you look at the head of this adapter, it kind of has like a V shape that would kind of like go into the opening of a gas blowback mag. So I'm guessing this would feed like Glock mags and high capper mags and SIG mags and all of them things. That I'd have to test them to see. So maybe at some point I'll do a later video where I test more style mags, because today we're only doing M4 and high capper, but I think I found what I need thus far. So I'm gonna stick with A and D. Those look like the hot spots, and then I'm gonna keep these little legs out for a sec just to see if they're relevant to anything. We're gonna park the booklet to one side, put the other two away. Okay, so the item, it's got this little knob at the top here that allows you to control the system. It's got the feed lip system, and that's obviously where you're gonna put the lips in. So the lips would go in. You see two cutouts, like you see two cutouts there. You just want to line those two bad boys up, apply a little bit of pressure, 90 degrees, and you're literally just following the arrows that are laid out on there. Because it is a transparent item, might be a bit harder to see, but if you just look before you do it, it saves the drama. And then to remove the nozzle, you just apply a little bit of force and push down, 90 degrees again on a reverse, literally the opposite way to the way you did before. Pull it out and you can apply your next nozzle, and then turn that 90 degrees and we're all set to go for the load. Let's check the legs because then we can get those stickers out the way. So from what I can see, those 4 legs are to cover these systems right here, or the bolts or screws or whatever. Now I don't see any particular reason why I would need to take them off, but what I'm going to do is install the legs offset. So I'm going to install them on the insides right next to it. Oh, that one might get a bit techie, but I might just put it on the outside. Yeah, maybe just do it that way. And I say that to say this: if I ever have to open the system for whatever issue, rewiring, clear a jam, whatever it is, I don't have to now pull off this sticky leg to get to this bolt, because obviously the sticky leg will be seated somewhere else. So let's do that quickly, and then we'll chuck a battery in it, and then we'll get the system up and running. I like, one thing I did spot, I do like this little meter thing on the side. because it basically lets you know how full the system is. So for example, I don't know, say you fill this to the top, so you're at 800 capacity, and it's now halfway through the day. You can just spin this to the side and actually check how much rounds is in there. That's really cool. I think that was one of the key factors in making this thing transparent. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So let's do these legs quickly, if they don't peel off wrong. There we are, we've got one off, and all I'm literally just doing is offsetting it, so close enough so it gives me balance, but just not covering that bolt section, so we can have access to our bolts if we ever need to. Hopefully we never need to, but it's better to want to not need, or have not need, and need to have, you know, like something like this. Okay, almost done, peeps. So not perfect, but like you can see, what I've done is basically put my legs in 1 2 1 2, and what it does is allows me to have the balance while this is seated. Turn it the right way, the equal balance while this is seated. Turn it the actual right way, balance while this is seated. But if I ever need access to them bolts, I've got access to them without having to pull these things off. Okay, so let's get straight into it now. To power this thing, obviously it's electric powered, so I'd need to chuck a battery into it. The battery I've gone for today is the Rebel 11.1 volt 20C 600 milliamp battery. I went for this one because it's a battery I had in stock first and foremost. I also went for it because it's a reliable battery. I also went for it because it's a battery that's small enough to seat in the compartment, because if I'm correct, the compartment is right here. So yeah, so but I would just advise buying the one from T238 because it's built for this thing. It perfectly seats. Why not? It just makes logical sense. So I don't wrong you, but because obviously this isn't my thing, I needed a battery for it, right? So that's why I've done it this way. But when I do buy mine, I probably will just purchase it from them. It just makes a whole load of sense. Fully charged it. You do want to do that just to save your battery dying on ya. Okay, and then if you have a look at the bottom, because there's so much screws, you don't want to unscrew the wrong thing and have to rescrew it, give yourself more work. So the easiest way to look at it is, because it's transparent, if you just spin it to the side and just have a look, you'll see the angle where the battery wire is, the Dean's battery wire is. Now if you spin that over to the side, you'll see straight away there's a little cutout. Call it the door hole or the doorway. You just literally want to unscrew this doorway right here. So I'm probably gonna have to give it a bit more torque because it's coming straight from the factory, and I probably need to find a screwdriver that actually fits, mate. Yeah, crazy. It's like I don't have a head that fits. Crazy. That sounded, even what I just said there sounded crazy. I don't have a head that fits. That is funny. Bear with me, peeps, because I've been taking other stuff. The parts I've got in my tools are obviously not the parts needed for this one. Apologies. My prep hasn't been great today. Okay, we are back. Hopefully this one works. Lovely, we have liftoff. So I just want to undo that. Considering I'm operating on 4 hours sleep, I'm doing pretty well, may I say so myself. We give God thanks. So once that's out, you just want to take that doorway and that screw, put it somewhere safe for a second, and then you have access to your battery wire. So what I would advise, just to make your life easier, is try and line your battery up in the battery well first.
And what I'm calling the battery well is this little cutout right here. I'd line that up just so it's out the way from interacting with anything you don't want it to interact with, like moving parts, etc. Then you're going to connect your power cables. So you're going to also line that up so they're not too bent up and all these things. You're going to connect that bad boy. Oh, nice and tight. That is what she said. Then we're going to put that wiring inside. Pass that out the way. I might have to re-cable this one for Airsoft Cowboy just so there's not too much fiddling around for him. So I feel like it could be cabled a little teeny bit better because that's a short battery. And the cabling is seating a bit mad in there. I don't really like that. So give me 2 secs, peeps. Don't be like me and use metal things because you'll give yourself electric shocks if you ever split any of the wires. But I just want this to seat a bit better, even for me, so I know how to advise him how to set it up. So I'm not quite happy with the way the wiring is seating. But I think that's more because of the battery that I'm using. Obviously this battery is not the battery for this system, so I'm probably gonna have to do some fine tuning just to get it to seat nicely. That feels a little bit better. I just don't like the fact that that's so close to the board. So yeah, if you need to do some fiddling like I'm doing, so that's better. I just didn't like one of the cables was touching the board, and I was like, if that's in the case all day like that, heating up, you just run the potential that something can go wrong. I don't like the idea of that, especially with electrical stuff. So next you just want to put back your doorway, your window back in without breaking anything, and then seat your screw back in that, ready to go. And then torque that bad boy right back in. The one thing I would have said is I wish this was a slidable system, or like a pinch hinge system, if that makes sense. Because if you don't have a screwdriver with you that is the exact fitting, and T238 hasn't sent one, so that's maybe another thing they should have done, sent one with it, because that would have been a nice touch. Or just a slidey window, or like I said, a pinch clip window. That could probably be an issue, but at the same time I see it as a good thing because it's electric, just like your gun. It's a piece of kit that you have to set up and you should pack down. Don't just, I hate like a lot of my, well, I shouldn't say a lot of my mates, but I've seen a lot of players over the time that I've played the sport that kind of just like, once they chuck a battery in, it's in, they're gone not until later that night when they get home. And it's like, maybe I like the sport too much, but I just see that as gun abuse, bro, genuinely. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with this. I could see where this is a screwdriver thing, I could see a lot of people electronically abusing the system because of this. So I would have put a slidable window. That's one thing I would say T238. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So I'm gonna take a guess what we do here and say let's chuck some BBs in there. I'm gonna go with a nice lightweight, so we got some 2s. If you don't already know, you should know the 10 Boys BBs, precision BBs as well. Big up man like. So I'm not gonna max it, but I'm not gonna max it. Do you know what? I am gonna put a bit more than that though. Do you know what? Maybe I should max it, yeah. Yeah, that is 2s. So maybe I won't max it, but I'll get it close enough to max, so you can see how well this thing actually works. So it looks like you've got to jiggle it about a bit to obviously balance everything out, and then you can keep filling. Okay, we won't take the mic. We won't take the mic. And then you obviously close that again. Okay, I was gonna complain about it, but I feel like the system.
And all of that. We saying part 20, the finale. Imagine, you know, live sessions is done for me. It's crazy. I remember when we recorded part 1, 2, and 3. Remember when we shot the first couple of videos. It's crazy. God is great, eh? Here but I'm gone, guess we rarely speaking. Big Zubber and brown juice, the beat kicks in. Reminisce about old days, the barrel spin. Now I pour out my pain just to see win-win. Pray for them, the next gens, they sin. Go so hard in this thing and have no next of kin. It's so sad in this life, what we do to win. They just lined up a upper, ain't no shape up thing, survival of the fittest. No one showing pity, reporting from a first-hand view. I love my city, 12 loco, be circulating. If you slip, then they're escalating. Watch your team close, yeah, they're penetrating. More time the ones that phony be hesitating. Forever shaking, you a foe if I ain't mistaken. Stayed so loyal to the cause when my back was breaking. Hand on heart, looked me in my eyes, but you was faking. Heart was breaking, I was trying to heal cause I was aching. I tell them chase your dreams, build this music, it's a faith thing.